Hello? I had to get a drink before I got started. How is everybody? Happy afternoon. It's been a little nutty here this morning. We've had kids throwing baseballs in our windows. So I had to have a guy come out and give us an estimate to replace our glass. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway. Today, I had such a busy weekend. We were outside a lot, and I just had a project idea in my head for this stamp of the month for June. I know it's a day early, but I thought I just have this in my head. It's been nagging at me. I've been wanting to make it, and so here I am. So this set is the June stamp of the month, and it is called Botanical Shadows, and it is basically a silhouette. There's a couple of stems and like a kind of like a grassy or a wheat field, and then a row of trees. I saw somebody who made a lake scene using this in the background, and it was really cool. I'll have to look for that. One of the makers did that. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, gosh. You know, I wish it would rain here. You know, there for the longest time, every Wednesday, it rained. Every single time I did my live, the weather was bad. And I don't know what happened, but the last few days, it has been sunny, sunny, sunny. And today it's like 90 and humid. And it's almost hard to be outside. Just walking from house to house was like, ugh. Anyway, okay, so my idea is to create like a sky scene. And I was thinking about this Cosette, card making set, because it has these couple of shapes. It has an oval, it has an arch, and those are perfect for these kind of scene making cards. So I cut a few of these out. I'll show you what I did. So I cut a piece that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so basically a card front, and it has an oval in the middle. And then, I cut that oval out of the center, and I thought we can use both of those. And then I cut one of the arches. So I thought, okay, we can make a few cards, doing this. So I think the first card, let me grab a card base. It'll probably be our easiest card. These kinds of silhouette stamps are so fast because, there's no coloring, there's no cutting. You just stamp them, which makes that really easy. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is this one. And I thought about the colors I wanted to use, and I really like the idea of using like a night sky. So Sundance, Nectarine, and Lagoon, which you wouldn't think of necessarily maybe as just a night sky. But okay, so I'm just going to take my blending brushes. Now, this would be great for this would be really great with distress inks, because as well as I do that these inks blend great, but the distress inks blend fast, right? They blend like a lot of ink really fast. So it would be even faster if you have the distress inks. And then I have like an orange nectarine color that I'm going to put kind of over the top. I'm going to overlap. So what everybody do for the holiday, because we went to visit my uncle. He is in a nursing home. He's depressed. It was hard. He's like one of those, always has been, super athletic people, and then when he had his stroke, it really landed him like, it kind of made him hold still for a while. You know what I mean? Like, he's not the kind to ever just sit. He's a go-go-goer. It's really hard to see someone like that. He's never been somebody who did outdoor things. So, all right. I really like this. Cool, cool. And see, this will go over the top, just like that. And it doesn't look like much right now, right? So we could do just about anything, but I think I'll do the like grassy wheat thing. Now, I've never used my stamps before. Like I said, I kind of had an idea, but I just hadn't used it yet. So I'm just rubbing it with my hand to get that slick stuff off. You know what I mean? When your stamps are really new, they're kind of slicky. Now, the other thing, when you have a solid stamp like this and you want to get a really good impression, it does help to use the little foam piece that comes with it, the stamp set. I want to make sure I stay in camera. Okay. And they kind of look through your stamp and make sure you don't have any like spots where you missed. And we need to go about here. Okay. So I'm just gonna push, give it a moment to transfer, lift, and look how pretty that is. Now see, if you did, you know, the whole card, if you did the whole card with ink and did that, that's really pretty, just like that, right? All right, I'm gonna set that aside just a little bit. And then this will go on here. Ooh, neat. Oh, you know what I didn't get out? I have like a little dragonfly that I think would look really nice with that. But I think I'm gonna put my little thank you message in here. This one says, thanks so much. All right. Oh yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So, using my stamp chamois today. So there's card one, and I will just put a few black gems on here and call that card done. It's really basic and simple, and I really like it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and now the next one I wanted to do, I kind of wanted to do the same thing with an arch. All right, where did I put the arch I just cut out? I was just even showing you the arch, and I set it down right in front of me somewhere. All right, so we're going to ink again. Maybe I may have to cut another. Where the heck? I'm starting to think I'm losing my mind. I must have put it inside the card base or something. I just showed it to you. All right, well, I guess we'll move on to the next card. Boy, that's really, really weird. Oh, here's an arch that I have. That's not the one I was going to use because I had a little overstamping on it. In other words, wasn't my favorite. It wasn't like super clean looking. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. I have some scratch paper down here, and we're going to ink. So I wasn't going to make this one really dark. So there is Sundance. Oh, there they are. Look. Ah, there it is. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I feel like this is how this entire weekend has gone. It's just been like so lazy and just goofing around. And so I don't have everything all pulled together and planned. And, you know, it's just one of those things. All right. I really love the sunset look on this. I could even do more of a black sky, like a harbor color at the top, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the lagoon color. And I'm just gonna kind of go light. I'm not gonna do too dark on there. Okay, go back to my orange and kind of blend those a little. Wow, that is really pretty. And I could do trees. I could do anything I wanted. Actually, I could even do it sideways. I think I will. So the skunk stamp of the month last month, I haven't make sure I haven't used these stamps. I like to get them going a little bit. Okay. The skunk set I really loved, but I have to admit that I'm happy to have a set that's not quite so cutesy for a little while. Oh, isn't that pretty? And that's just with the stem. And what's the other message? The other message in the set is grateful for you. Grateful for you. Ta-da. All right. Clean off my stamps before I forget. And we'll put this together on a card. So I think I cut a piece of cardstock. I was gonna go out to put flowers on my mom's grave this week. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, and I thought it was probably kind of busy. Probably better to just wait since I'm home during the week. I can do that anytime. Look at that. I cut it round. Ah, I know you guys are impressed. I know. All right, so I also have this. This is the slimline stitched card front and background, and it has this like wood grain. It cuts the rectangle, but it leaves an impression of the wood grain. I have embossing folders that do this too, but I decided I had this nearby. So I took some black scraps of cardstock and I just ran them through in here and cut some like wood grain pieces to make a background. So let's see. I need a card base. Why did I not have all these ready? Okay. I have my card base. And these are not going to be perfect, obviously, right? They're not going to be exactly, but close. I think an embossing folder, almost everybody's got some kind of wood grain embossing folder. And I do think the embossing folder would work better for this, but I was in a hurry because, you know, I didn't have my act together. So here we go. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so I'm just going to put that towards the edge a little bit. And I'm going to connect that. what I'll probably do is trim the card down just a little bit. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's neat. Okay, I like that. So whenever I am kind of just messing around with my new stamp sets, this is often what I do. I just kind of keep stamping and tweaking and doing things until I really, love what I come up with. And I do like this. I think I'll put a piece of the orange cardstock, like in a strip at the top, or maybe a ribbon. A ribbon would look great. So that's the other option I have. So I have this card. I have my card that I'm gonna leave the circle out of and put some embellishments on. I have another one of these. I cut an extra one here, and I thought we could do, a circle on there like that. So there's another idea, just for the silhouette. I really like the silhouette thing. Let me put this away a minute. So let me do one more silhouette, get out my scratch paper again. And this time, maybe I'll just do the yellow and peacock. So I have been outside a lot this weekend, and my rosacea is acting up like crazy. I don't know if any of you guys have rosacea, or the weather is just wreaking havoc with my face. So it sucks. I have like breakout to the point where I'm like, maybe I need to go see derm. I mean, it's bad. And I don't know if it's the heat or just being, outdoors. I've never really had rosacea before now. And so this is the first time I've ever really had like a problem where I thought I needed help with it. But I do know that's what it is. So I guess I can honestly say that this weather is not my favorite. Even though it's pretty, I think I would rather have a little bit of rain. Okay, let's see. What haven't we used? We have not used, let's just use we could do the trees. Oh, the trees are so pretty. Let's do the trees. All right. So this stamp is big, right? And I'm not exactly sure why they made it quite so long. You could use a big block like I have, or you could use your Misty, but I kind of feel like I really want to cut this, make it smaller, just because I'm unlikely to use it more if it's too large, I like the small stamps that are more manageable. All right. Let's see here. This one is another stamp I've never used, so I gotta be careful about how I make this look. Wow. The ink that I'm using is just straight up black, Close to My Heart black, and that ink is super black. The problem with it for other purposes is that, you know, if you put water on it, it runs, or if you try to use it with markers, it would run. And so it's wonderful for this stamp set, the super dark black. I feel like I need some M-birds in there, you know, the little M-birds. I probably have some stamps. Like that. Okay. All right. We are going to adhere that to here. And then this will go down on the on the cardstock. Get another card base. I think I have some non-Close to My Heart card bases here, and they're just a tiny bit different size. I must have got them at like Walmart or something. But you can see they fit, they just fit a little differently than the Close to My Heart ones. They're like small, a little smaller. So Stephanie, with the rain, is it like hurricane rain? Is it like the crazy storm rain? I asked somebody the other day, I'm like, I don't understand why we don't have like normal storms anymore. Everything is a huge, big deal, a huge, big storm. Nothing is just a little rain shower. It's like crazy. Oh, look at that. You know what? That is screaming for like some of these blue colored gems or something. I'm gonna put a little extra glue around this edge. Sometimes using these embossing or these cutting folders it warps the paper just enough where it doesn't want to like stick. These need embellishments. They're screaming for embellishments. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so we have this one. We have this one. We have this one. Okay, the last one I want to make, let me move this, is I want to make one that has like this little envelope. I cut out all the parts ahead of time, and I just wanted to show you how I made this cute envelope, because it is like, I don't know, it's adorable on the front of a card, right? Now, Close to My Heart has a little mini envelope die, and it's great. But I like to use my envelope punch board. Now, these envelope punch boards are genius, just wonderful. And they are they used to be super popular. If you go online, like on Pinterest or YouTube, and you type in envelope punch board, you can see all the stuff people make using these. It is not just envelopes. It is so cool. But I primarily use mine for envelopes, and I've even picked them up at dirt cheap at garage sales and stuff, because people don't use them, so they sell them off for like a song. So the way this works is it's a punch. It's a two-sided punch. It punches on this side and it punches on this side. And then it's got a score line here. So you look at your card and you go down to whatever size your card is. And then it tells you what size to cut your paper and where to put your score. So in this one, I made the smallest size, the gift card size, and I cut this 5 by 5 because it says 5 by 5, and then put it at the 2 score line. So I'm going to put it at the 2, and I'm going to punch, And then if you rest it comes with like a scoring tool. And if you rest it right here, you can kind of feel it fall into the notch. And you just follow that score down just like that. And then you turn it counterclockwise. And now you don't measure, you don't use the measurer, you use the score that you made and you line it up right here with this, it says score guide. So now you just line it up, punch, and score. And then you turn it and you line it up, punch, and score. And then you turn it and you line it up, punch, and score. Now, you're making this shape, so you can see how cool that is. And you can see that, you know, then the sides fold in, and the bottom folds up, and the top folds down. Now, I told you it's a two-sided punch, and if you flip it around, the punch, and you slide your envelope in here and you punch it again, it makes it rounded off. So you can, you know, round off your envelope just like that. Isn't that cute? And you can make any, you know, any size. And once you fiddle around with it for a while, you know, you can really get creative and make different things. So I just wanted to show you that's how I got my cute little envelope. So let's first do our stamped piece and then we'll put our card together. This is the piece I wanted to do, and I really like the idea of not doing any inking. And let's just let me put my foam down. Let's just use Lagoon. I have Lagoon Dreammaker paper, so this should match pretty well. And I just want to make sure it's inked up pretty well. And I'm just going to do this. Push. Like that. And then, oh, and then I want to put, thanks so much. Just like that. Now, I got an edge. So let me flip that over. I'm going to do it over. I can't stand when I do that. And it's because I rocked my stamp. You know, you're not really supposed to rock your stamp. You're supposed to like straight down, straight up. Straight down, straight up. Now, that's better. And let's do the thanks. Thanks so much again. And I'm going to do it two-toned. Sorry, I'm going to do this a little off camera just so my head isn't in the way. So I did it with black and with the Lagoon color. All right. That was just for kicks. So I have my card base. I'm going to, this is a scrap from my Dreammaker paper because I'm trying to use it all up. So I just thought that was a good option. And I'm going to just put that at the top and put a scrap at the bottom. And then I have a piece of this is Capri shimmer trim. I'm a big shimmer trim fan. And if you don't have different colors of shimmer trim, the glitter paper can just be cut into strips, which is great. I usually have this all set, but not today. I'm just going to put that here. Isn't that pretty? Woohoo! Okay, so I have my cool envelope that I'm going to put on here, and the first thing, I'm going to adhere it to my card. just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere my envelope together like that. This I'm just going to put inside like a, you know, like it's a message. Now I could have put it in, I could have made it sideways, but I did it up and down. So I'm just going to put it just like that. And I'm going to make it where it doesn't come out, especially since I messed up the backside. So I'm just going to put it just like that. And then I fussy cut a couple of the flowers from the Dreammaker set. I have to admit, I'm getting faster at fussy cutting these things. They're kind of a pain. You know, fussy cutting, I don't usually mind doing a little bit of it, but this Dreammaker set has a ton of these flowers, fussy cutting these flowers. So look at how pretty, and it just needs sparkles. It needs sparkles. So I think that's really nice. I also have just, you know, a little strip. I could just do a little strip of glitter across there. You can tell I like the sparkle. All right. So May was our Hostess Club month. June is the last month of the current catalog. And then we go to a 2-month catalog. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. All right. So, yeah, so I will be showing some projects coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks using probably, I'll probably do some Hey Handsome and some Hello Darling, and then it'll be time to show the new catalog. So if there's something that you really want to see out of the new catalog, or if you want to see scrapbook layouts over cards or cards over scrapbook layouts or whatever you want, please let me know, because I'm going to trim this just a little. I would love to like just show you what you want to see. I want you to be happy. Look at that. That is so cool looking. All right, hold on. I'm gonna glue that on. Like I said, this is one of those things that I do. I just grab a stamp set and a whole bunch of scrap papers, and I try to limit myself like on a few colors that I think will look good with it. And then I just make stuff. So let's see. I like to do this like a border. It's hard to do with my arm away from me. Hard to keep straight. I'm gonna add a little something to that too. All right, okay, that's today. I hope that you really like it. And this, you know, if you spend $50, VIPs get this free. And, you know, you can get it for only $5 if you're not a VIP, if you spend $50. So this is a great time. I just wanted to let you know a few things have started selling out. There's the stuff that you would expect. There's a couple of sets that come with thin cuts that have sold out, just the thin cut part. And then, like the balloons, I think the balloon numbers, the thin cuts sold out. So that was a big bummer for several people who had been trying to save up for those. But for the most part, they've done a pretty good job of not selling out. The Hey Handsome scrapbooking workshop sold out. So, all right. That's it for today. I hope you enjoy it. See you later. Thanks for watching.